Hi, good morning. It's Casey. Let's talk about taking a client to lunch. Now, remember, our first goal today is to remove your skepticism that the talk card's actually going to work because this is brand new technology. No one else has this. When we show it to banks, they are floored at this quantum leap. So I wanted to give you this card, let you go out and test it so that you can actually see it happen in real time. Our second goal, that what we're working for, is for our clients, and we want to help that client get rid of reconciliation problems, expense tracking, job costing. You know, in a 10-person business, that can take 2 to 4 hours a day while that bookkeeper's calling on the phone, asking where was it, what is it, what's this for, or looking things up on Google, or guessing. And of course, a guess is not a bomb-proof, audit-proof transaction. Now, your best prospects for this are going to be the contractors who need better job costing, outside sales reps who have expense cards, and you can see that's my son's picture there because I contracted with his corporation for advertising rights on his picture, and I pay him royalties. You can figure all that out. And service people traveling around town. Okay, those are your best prospects. Now, our third goal in this whole thing is to generate a residual income. I'm making about 1/4% on this card on the back end. You're making 0.5%, plus you're collecting a fee every month. $20 is what I think you can get. And the reason I feel comfortable at that is because you're taking away thousands of dollars in expense from this business. So with 10 employees and they're paying $200 for 10 cards, but they're saving thousands. Well, this is how it would work out. A 10-person contractor or sales team, they can easily put $25,000 a month on the card. And that's at 0.5%, that's $125. But if you include that $20 a card, you're making $325 a month residual income, no work involved. 25 clients by the end of the year, that's $8,000 a month in residual income. And the client is going to lose airline miles. And you just need to bring this up right up front. You're not going to get airline miles or points. And I was so excited the other day when my wife told me that we got $600 in Lowe's gift cards because our Wells Fargo expense account had generated so many points. And then I started looking at this. I got $600. That works out to $50 a month. And if I had been using the card, I probably would have saved my wife easily 10 hours a month and maybe 20 hours a month. And we're a very small business with just a couple of cards out there. So the $600, when you get right down to it, it's not that big a deal because these guys are going to be saving a lot of money and get accurate tracking. And the fourth goal, and I'm going over these things real quickly with you here, just so you remember why we're working on this. The fourth goal is to generate a unique new marketing angle that hopefully will get you these 10 users by the end of the year. And this AutoCaptain and Talk marketing process will actually add 1,000 clients into your funnel over the next couple of months. If you do it yourself, it may take a year, but this card is popular and people sign up for it quickly. So we're going to get a lot of leads, and we're going to get some of those leads to convert into full-blown Talk card users. Now, I want to tell you on this test card that you have, don't use it at a convenience store because it's going to ask for a PIN number, and that's going to take $1 out of your account. If you do get that PIN request, just cancel the transaction and run it as a credit card and sign the transaction. That's kind of confusing. I would say just stay away from convenience stores where they ask for PINs. And the other thing is don't use it on Amazon. Here's the reason why. Amazon batch runs their credit cards every couple of hours, and you won't get the instant ping. And the instant ping is the solution, the value that Talk Card's bringing. We're using Finicity right now, but it can take up to 3 days for the transaction to hit the phone. By then, the receipt's lost. They forgot what they were doing. There's no sense of urgency, and too many people start the card and then stop it because we lose that sense of urgency. So let's go get a cup of coffee. Now, if you feel more comfortable, just run in yourself on the first one and do it on your own. So, hey, look at that. I'm missing a picture on this slide. Here's what's going to happen. When you run the Talk card at the cash register there at the coffee shop, as soon as you run it, a push notification pings the phone and it says you got a new transaction. When you touch that push notification, the camera turns on. Take a picture of the receipt right then and there. Then the phone's going to ask you instantly, what was that for? And this means you're not going to tell them the amount, the vendor, the date, the card you used. We got all that off the transaction from the cash register. All we need is the purpose. And in this case, you're going to say, it's marketing because I'm testing the talk card. Done. And if you're with a client, it's marketing. I'm with Bob Johnson. We're talking about the talk card. And that's all you're going to need. Now, the voice recording is converted to text. The text can be manually modified. If you tap it, the screen, the keyboard will come up on the screen. You can make changes. But it's done. Then you just click submit, and it goes into an accounting transaction. You'll be able to look at your back-end website, and that means just go to Talk Accounting, sign in, use the credentials, the password, and the last 8 digits of your card so that it takes you right to the specific spreadsheet where this transaction is recorded. And of course, you can send me an email if you have problems, and one of my tech guys will call you and get in there. But it's going to post directly to the back end spreadsheet. We're not going to go into QuickBooks integration today. That'll be a point for a later training tape. Okay, so this entire event's going to take 10 to 14 seconds while you're standing at the cash register. And nobody knows the purpose of the transaction better than the card holder at that moment being queued right at that moment. And that's why this is so impactful. This is going to make the bookkeeper delighted because there's no more running things down. I'm not at a loss on how to close the books. All the information about every transaction is in that spreadsheet. And if I've got to look up the purpose or the person you had lunch with or the project to bill this to, it's all right there. Now, here's your pitch to the business owner. You just run through the transaction and show it to them. And then your pitch is, we're going to stop the wasted bookkeeping hours tracking the purpose or the project or the person of an expense. We're going to have real-time controls on job costing and expense tracking. We've got a bomb-proof audit trail, simple to set up and use. I'm going to be able to set up everybody in the company in less than an hour. You're going to have total control on the money spent because there's built-in limits and limitations. However, you will lose airline miles, but you're going to save thousands of dollars every month in bookkeeping costs, lost billing, poor job costing. We're going to get some controls in here that'll really drive profit to the bottom line. That might be worth losing airline miles. It is $20 a month per card holder, but you're getting so many benefits out of the software, and that's what you're paying the $20 for is the software to do this. And then once a week, your bookkeeper will replenish the debit card account. Now, we can't deliver the service yet, but I wanted to get your feedback on how simple the process is, and that's the pitch when you take a client to coffee. And if you need more than $20 because you want to go out and show it to a couple more people, just send me an email and I'll put more money onto your card. It's your money. I'm going to take it out of your deposit or charge you for it, but I'll post more money on the card anytime you need it. And that's where we are at today. So download your card if you haven't done that. Get the app, the Talk Card app on your phone. It won't conflict with the other apps that we've got out there. And take somebody to lunch. Take somebody to coffee. $20, you can't go to lunch. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for listening today. I can't wait to get emails and hear how this went. I did get one yesterday from an accountant who, the very first guy he showed it to, said, I got 11 employees. This is great. I'm ready to go. Okay, thanks a lot.